Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me for a 1-hour power yoga practice. Today we are going to focus in a couple areas. One is the core strength and the other one is in some variations of crow pose. So before we get started, find yourself in a nice tall seat. My name is Tamara Maxim. I have a YouTube channel where I post all of my yoga videos, so feel free to check it out if you're watching live on Facebook. It's under my name, Tamara Maxim, and I think I have about 75 or so videos at this point, and some are for adults, some are for kids, lots of different styles of yoga, so I hope you check them out. And if you like to listen to music for your yoga practice, I have a Spotify account under Tamara YVR, the airport code for Vancouver, so I hope you can find it, and you could choose any of the playlists I have there that are suitable for all kinds of yoga classes. You can see my cute puppies warming up here for the class. All right, so finding a nice tall seat, and I want you to close your eyes or take a soft gaze down and bring in this idea of strength and what that means for your yoga practice. And sometimes we think that we only need strength for the power yoga practice, but in fact, strength plays a much different role in yoga than many people think that it does. Strength is not force or rigidity. It is the combination of the power of self-control, the willingness for transformation, and the wisdom of perspective. So one of the things I think about when it comes to strength in the yoga practice is the strength that it takes to let go of expectations, the strength that it takes to not be perfect, the strength that it takes to have patience, and then the practice and the poses come in time. So I'll put this little intention card here, and if you have a personal intention that means something to you right now, feel free to bring that in. And also I always offer the opportunity to dedicate the practice, maybe to someone that you wish you could be practicing yoga with right now, or to a particular person that you'd like to send some energy to, maybe to a group of people, maybe to a cause. And I know right now there is a lot of injustice in the world, and we, at least where I live, have a lot of freedoms that many people don't have. And I would like to dedicate this particular practice tonight to give strength to the people in the world that are fighting right now for so much injustice, so much intolerance and lack of equality. So that's where my energy is going tonight, and we'll build a lot of strength in this practice, and hopefully we can carry it off of our mat. We'll begin our practice by bringing the hands to the heart center, Anjali Mudra. Lift your heart up a little higher, bow your mind in toward the beautiful light of your own heart. Creating one beautiful sound of Om, and let that Om resonate out, and let this be a way that you can remind the universe, remind the world that we're all in this together, that we're all part of this together, and we all deserve an equal say in what happens in the world around us. Take a deep, clearing breath in through your nose. A big sigh out your mouth. Exhale. Inhale for Om. Another deep breath in through your nose, and a full sigh out your mouth. And with this idea of strength in mind, blink open your eyes, bring your gaze back through center, and let's come onto our backs. And we're going to start this practice with a lot of core work, and that will translate into creating the strength and foundation that we need for balancing, particularly today in variations of crow pose. So make your way down onto your back. Take a big stretch as you reach your arms up over your head. Point your toes in the opposite direction. Get super long. Big breath in. As you exhale, hug your knees into your chest, one palm on each knee. Maybe rock a little bit side to side. Then extend your legs up toward the ceiling. Extend your arms up toward the ceiling. And we'll start to move side to side. So reach your right hand to the outer left ankle. Come back through center. Inhale, hands can come beside your ears, fingertips touching lightly. Exhale, left hand to the outer right ankle. Inhale back through center and side to side. Left, and right. Inhale through center, exhale up. Draw the belly in, lift your shoulders up each time, side to side. And now we'll start to add in the lowering of the leg that you're not touching. So as you bring your right hand to your left leg, hover your right toes. Try to keep both your legs active, toes pointed. Inhale, leg comes up through center. Exhale, switch sides. And here we go, side to side. Exhaling, hover the legs. Squeeze your inner thighs toward each other. So keep Mula Bandha, the root lock, engaged. Uddiyana Bandha, the mid-abdominal lock, strong. Belly button drawing in toward the spine. Few more each side. Exhale through your nose, or maybe a sharper exhalation out the mouth if you like. Helps to release heat. Last set. Beautiful. Come back through center, and now lower your right leg down. We'll take our arms to the center. Exhale. Inhale, reach your arms back behind you, but your palms are together. Exhale out to the left side. Inhale back through center, switch your legs. Exhale, center. Inhale, lower. Exhale to the right. Inhale, switch your legs. Center. Outside. Switch. Center. Outside. Switch. Keep going. Keeping your legs active. Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha engaged. You can use that sharper exhalation out the nose, or maybe even out the mouth. Last time each side. And then slowly release knees into chest. Now take your knees wide, keep your big toes touching. I want you to start to lift your head and shoulders up and reach through towards your feet and press your palms forward. And now hug your triceps just around where the knees are, the inner knees, as if you were in crow pose right now, but you're on your back. And you probably can't see my head, but lift your head and shoulders up, press your palms forward, toes are together, activate your feet, hold here. Press into your hands, see if you can lift a little higher. Draw the belly in, shoulders away from the ground. Keep reaching forward for 3, 2, and 1. Lower down, you're probably feeling that. Give your arms a big stretch over your head, point your toes, big breath in, and a big breath out. And then just last set of abdominals here, we're going to start to bicycle side to side, but keep your legs straight. If it's too much for your back, you can keep the one knee bending, going to the opposite side. But if you can, twisting to the right and left, keeping the legs active. Keep breathing as you exhale, twist to the side. Another 10, 9, 8, each side, 7, 6, this is fun, right? 4, 3, it helps if you smile, 2, and last 1. Hug knees to chest, give yourself a squeeze, and now we'll rock and roll ourselves forward and back, coming up to Navasana boat pose. Boat pose is a really good way to activate the core. Coming up to boat, and now we'll get into that same shape of crow pose. Take the knees wide, press the palms forward, hug the upper triceps with your knees. Try to get your palms past your feet. Hold here. Try to bring your heels toward your bum. Press your hands forward. Draw the belly in. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now extend one leg and hold it for 5. One-legged crow. 4, 3, foreshadowing. 2, 1. Other side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it in and find boat pose. Navasana. Lower your boat down. Inhale. Exhale. Pop back up. 5 more. Inhale. Lower down. Exhale. Pop back up. For 4. Pop back up. For 3. Pop back up. For 2, you probably guessed we're going to hold the last one. Pop back up. For 1, hold here. You can clench your fists if you like. Clench your belly. Hold everything nice and tight for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release down. Hug your chest, your knees in toward your chest. Rock side to side. Hope you're feeling good, feeling alive, feeling strong already. Hug behind your thighs. Rock and roll forward and back again. And this time we'll come right up into chair pose. So toes can be touching. Hips down, reach your arms up, Utkatasana. Draw the tailbone toward your heels, that's Mula Bandha, the root lock. Draw belly button in toward the spine, Uddiyana Bandha, and see if you can lift your chest higher. Arms are magnetized toward each other. Take another deep breath in here. As you exhale, sit a little lower. Try to draw the kneecaps back so you can see your toes. Big breath in, and a full breath out. And one more breath, inhale, lift up. As you exhale, lift your hips and fold, Uttanasana, forehead toward your shins. Inhale to lengthen, nice flat back. Exhale to release, forehead to the shins. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale and fold. Inhale to rise all the way up, Urdhva Hastasana. Get a little stretch here, arch back, stretch the belly. Hands to heart center, Samastitihi. So that seemed like a long time probably to some people, just 10 minutes of warming up the core, and you can feel all that strength. So really bring that feeling into the practice today. Keep Mula Bandha engaged, so squeezing from the perineum up, and Uddiyana Bandha, belly button in toward the spine, and keeping this whole section of your body tight and together for the posture. And you'll notice a big difference, especially if you practice hopping forward and back, and hopping back to Chaturanga, and hopping through to your seat, comes from here. All right, here we go. Big toes touching, heels slightly apart. On your inhale breath, sit back and down into the chair, Utkatasana. Take a big inhale breath here. Stay for your exhale. One more inhale, reach up. As you exhale, lift your hips and fold. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. As you exhale, plant your palms down, step your right foot back, lower it down. We'll take a little variation of Surya Namaskar C here. Pulling your outer left hip back, lift your chest, right thigh pressing down. Take an inhale breath, reach your arms up to the sky, palms touch, look up. As you exhale, flatten your palms, step back, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. It's the first one here, so pedal at your heels a couple of times. Focus on getting your hips high, chest toward your thighs, let the crown of your head come down. And as you're ready, straighten out your legs, press your heels toward the mat, take a big inhale, hips lift higher. Stay for your exhale, heels down. Now root through your fingers on your inhale breath, ripple forward, high plank pose. As you exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. 3 cobra poses, or you can come to upward dog if you like. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower. Maybe palms slide a little lower, press the tops of your feet. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, lower. Last one here. Feel free to slide the heart up, Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. And then from either back bend, come to a high plank position. Here, draw the belly in. Feel Mula Bandha engaged, root lock engaged, Uddiyana Bandha strong. Do 1 Chaturanga push up. And then all the way back up, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. And lift your right leg up to the sky, stack your hip, open it up, drop your foot behind you, maybe look underneath your left arm. Take another inhale, open up the right knee a little higher. Straighten your leg as you exhale, step through inside of your right thumb. And here we'll stay high on the back toes and then reach up to the sky, high crescent lunge. You can lower your back knee if you need. Soften it if your leg is lifted. Create more length in the spine and then power up that back leg, rocking your heel forward and guide your tailbone down toward your front heel. Keep the core engaged. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist to your right side. Look to your back thumb as you twist. Inhale, reach up. Pull your right hip back, twist to the right. One more time. Inhale, reach up. You really need to keep the core on here. Exhale, twist. Inhale, back through center. As you exhale, plant your palms down. Step forward. Halfway lift, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Let's come back to chair pose again. Get those arms up to the sky. Squeeze your inner thighs together. This is a little variation. Not normally done here. Big breath in. Exhale, big breath out. Inhale, lengthen, Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, plant your palms, step your left foot back this time, lower your left knee down. Anjaneyasana, low crescent lunge. Pull your outer right hip back, left thigh forward. Take an inhale breath, palms touch, reach up. As you exhale, plant your palms down, step back, downward facing dog. Take a big breath in, and a big breath out. Inhale, ripple forward, high plank pose. This time you can lower halfway or all the way. Take your back bend if you like, cobra or upward dog. Lift the thighs, lift your heart, press into your palms, stretch the belly. Roll over the toes. You can use your knees. One chaturanga push-up. Exhale, downward dog. Then lift your left leg up to the sky, stack your hip, bend your knee, open it up. Another little variation here. Lift that knee a little higher, maybe look under your right arm. Big breath in, lift that knee. As you exhale, step that left foot through inside of your left thumb. Stay high on your back toes, high crescent lunge, Alanasana. You can lower your back knee if you need. Otherwise, soften your back knee just to hover, get more vertical in the spine. So I want you to think of guiding your tailbone toward your front heel. Draw the belly in, then straighten up that back leg. Take an inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left. Look at your back thumb. Inhale, back through center, reach up. Exhale, twist. So keep the core engaged. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. One more time. Inhale to reach up. Exhale, palms come down. Look forward, step forward. Ardha Uttanasana, big toes touch. Exhale, fold. Into chair pose we go, reaching your arms up to the sky. Now on your inhale breath, bring your hands to heart center, lean forward. Exhale, twist to your right. Feel free to tent your fingertips, and I find this particularly helpful to strengthen the hands. We need our hands hasta in our balancing poses. This creates strong fingers. You create a little battle between your top finger pads and your bottom finger pads, and then use that to help you twist a little deeper, pulling your left hip and left knee back in line. Maybe for a breath, you can open your wings, right arm reaching up, left fingertips down, big breath in, big breath out. Come back through center, chair pose it is. Hands to heart center, lean forward. Exhale, twist to your left. Pull your right hip and right knee back. Create that little battle with your finger pads, top finger pads into bottom finger pads, and sit your hips a little deeper. Keep pulling your right hip and right knee back. Maybe open your wings for a breath. Big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, come back through center, chair pose. And this time as you exhale, stay here, fingertips on the mat. Lift your heart and step your feet back just about a foot distance. Come high in your toes. Keep your fingertips tented. It's really good to strengthen the hands. And bring your knees to your upper arms if you can. You can always step on a block. And just feel what it's like to tip forward into the weight of your finger pads. Then you can try flattening your palms, spread them wide. Again, weight into the finger pads, start to round forward, look forward. And without hovering the feet yet, can you press into the fingers and draw the belly in tight? Engage Uddiyana Bandha. Look forward, round the upper spine. So use the press of your fingers to get that spine round. One more deep inhale. Stay for your exhale. Beautiful. And then from here, rock back on the toes, press into your hands, and maybe a little hop back to chaturanga or step back. You can feel the core strength and the hand strength that's needed for that. Upward dog or cobra. Roll over your toes. Use your knees if you need. One chaturanga. Push the earth away and hips back and up. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. Add in the extra core here, working into the obliques. Right knee to right upper arm. Cross to the left. Cross to the right. Back and forth a few times. And right left, one more time, right, and left, and lift it all the way back up, reach up to the sky, hug your knee in toward your chest, step forward, spin your back heel down, Virabhadrasana 1, right hip back, left thigh forward, and think about as if you have two headlights on the front of your hip points, you want to aim them straight ahead, so if you need to, widen your stance. Pull your outer right hip back, left thigh forward, and again, aim your tailbone toward your front heel, so curl it under and forward. Draw the belly in, reach up to the sky, maybe palms touch. Take another inhale, look up. As you exhale, sweep your hands back behind you. Interlace your palms and start to lift the arms up and over the head. Baddha Virabhadrasana. Let the shoulder rest on your thigh, crown of the head coming down, or maybe it comes lower, but keep the alignment of the legs, right hip pulling back, left thigh forward, maybe crown touches down. Close your hands tight together, squeeze the shoulders. Press into your feet, lift yourself all the way back up. And let's open this up to Warrior 2. So keep your right foot planted, but step your left foot back and more in alignment so your front heel and your back arch align. Wiggle your front toes more forward, get a long stance. Take a deep inhale here. Exhale, deepen. Flip your right palm up, left hand down. Inhale, reach up and press back. Viparita Virabhadrasana, open up your chest. Inhale back through center. Exhale, Uttita Parsvottanasana, extended side angle. And you're welcome to stay here. Maybe you take your fingertips down inside of the right foot. Tend your fingertips if you can, instead of collapsing down onto a flat palm. So use this finger stand to create more strength in the hands. Turn your pinky finger down of your left hand, thumb up. Look underneath your arm. And if you want, you can go for a bind. Take your left arm behind, maybe right arm under. See if you can wrap your right fingertips around your left wrist, or use something to bind with, or maybe you just catch your fingers. Pull your outer right hip back, inner left thigh rolling open. Use the feet, press them down. Big breath in, and a big breath out. And as you look down, unwind yourself back to Warrior 2. Now hug Mula Bandha and Uddiyana Bandha, strong abdominal locks. On your inhale breath, peel your back heel off the mat without losing your balance. Bring your hands down to the mat. Float your right leg as you bring it back. Take a vinyasa, chest halfway down. Both feet down, lift the heart up. Make your way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, deep breath in, and a full breath out. I haven't said it yet, but I meant to. Find your Ujjayi breath, that slight constriction in the throat, to create a longer, deeper inhalation, a longer, deeper exhalation, and follow that sound of your breath. It's an ocean-like sound, like a wave coming in and out. Use that as fuel for your practice. Left leg lifts up to the sky. Left knee to left upper arm will cross back and forth 3 times. To the right, to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right, all the way back up, reach to the sky. Step your left foot through, back heel spins down, rise, rise up, Virabhadrasana 1. And that's good actually. When you lose your balance, you find out which parts of your body you need to use to restabilize, and it always starts here, always in the center. It's also the feet and the hands, it's everything together, but your core needs to be on to catch you. Outer left hip pulling back, right thigh forward, palms touch, maybe look up. Take another deep breath in here, reach up a little higher. As you exhale, swing your hands back behind you. Interlace, find the opposite grip if you can, it feels awkward. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, and as the left shoulder rests on the left thigh, let the crown come down and the arms lift up. Baddha Virabhadrasana. Crown of the head may be coming lower, but keep the alignment of the hips, left hip pulling back, right thigh forward. Squeeze your hands tight together. Last inhale, stay for your exhale. And then strong foundation through your feet. Reach your arms all the way up to the sky. Keep your left foot planted. Step your right foot back. Align front heel to back arch. Warrior 2, Virabhadrasana 2. Arms are extended. Your stance is long. Try to get enough space that that front thigh will be parallel. Flip your left palm up, lower your right hand down. Take an inhale breath. Reach up and back, Viparita Virabhadrasana. As you exhale, forearm to thigh, right arm reaching over your head. Uttita Parsvottanasana, extended side angle. And of course, you can take your variation, but keep hugging your outer right hip underneath you. Outer left hip underneath you. Inner right thigh rolling open, and use your feet. Pinky finger down, thumb up. Use that tent of your left fingers. Create some strength there. Maybe you go for a half bind. Maybe you go for a full bind, and see if maybe you can wrap your left fingertips around your right wrist. Keep hugging the left hip toward the right side of your mat. Keep pressing the outer edge of your right foot down. Maybe you look up. A couple of Ujjayi breaths here. Continuous use of the breath. Keep coming back to your intention. Channeling a lot of strength as you look down. Stand all the way back up. Now keep your left foot planted on your inhale breath. Reach your right arm up to the sky without falling out of the pose. Exhale, plant your palms down, and if you do, you catch yourself. Left leg floats through chaturanga. Keep it hovering if you can. Both feet down. Lift your heart. Lift your thighs. Make your way to high plank, chaturanga. Use your knees if you need. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Now look forward to the top of your mat. I want you to get your core as strong as you can. Come behind your toes and even walk your feet a little bit closer to your hands. And as if you could press your arms so straight that your legs would just float right off the mat. I want you to be very light in the lower body. Lots of strength in the finger pads, and lightly, without a sound, can you hop your toes together between your hands. Halfway lift as you get there. Exhale, fold. And let's try crow pose now, the full pose. Spread your fingertips wide. Maybe walk your feet back just a little bit so you have a bit more space to bend the elbows back and take the knees to the upper arms. And actually, crow pose is kakasana. And the full crow pose, which is really crane pose with straight arms, is bakasana. So we'll go with kakasana first. Hug the elbows in. Dome the upper back. So create that connection of mula bandha, uddiyana bandha. Keep them strong. Start to tip forward. Maybe you lift one or both feet. Try to get your heels toward your bum. Point your toes back. Keep rounding, and maybe with time you can start to straighten the arms, finding bakasana, crane pose. Hold here for 3, 2, 1, and you can walk or shoot back to chaturanga. Take your back bend. Feels good when you smile. It's like, I got through that, yay! Make your way back, chaturanga, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Big breath in, and a long breath out. Another big breath in, and a long breath out. Now I'd like you to lower just your left forearm to the mat. Walk your right hand back a little bit. Palm is flat. And walk your feet in just a little bit closer so you're in like a shorter downward dog but with part dolphin. And then bring your right knee to your right upper arm and come forward a lot. And look forward. And hold this here. A lot of core strength. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Step back and let's switch. So right forearm down. Left palm comes about the same position that your elbow was in. And then bring your left knee to your left upper arm. Lean forward a lot. Hold here. Keep the core on for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Step back. And now bring both forearms down to the mat. Keep walking your feet in just a little bit, little kind of a short dolphin down dog. We're going to do a little transition here into chaturanga. So you have to launch yourself forward. Press into your strong finger pads. Come forward into plank, chaturanga. Take your chest up and extra chaturanga if you like. And then back to downward dog. Let's try that again. So lower your right forearm down to the mat, left forearm down to the mat. Walk your toes in a little bit. You need to press into your finger pads. And at the same time, we're going to lift the forearms up, come into high plank and lower right to chaturanga. So get ready. Strong finger pads, come forward, high plank, chaturanga. Take your back bend. Booyah. Extra chaturanga. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Big breath in and a big breath out. Inhale, right leg lifts to the sky. Right knee to right upper arm, and let's slide it up and down the leg. For 5, up and down the arm. 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift it all the way back up. This is going to feel so good tomorrow. Bring your knee in toward your chest. Look forward. Step through. Back heel spins down. Front heel to back. Arch alignment. Rise up again. Virabhadrasana 2. Feels so good. Deep inhale. And a long exhale. Viparita Virabhadrasana. Exalted warrior. Beautiful. Back to warrior 2. Left hand to your left hip. Step off of your front foot. Off of your back foot onto your front foot. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. So excited I can't think straight. Press your left heel out. Toes curling toward you. Start to turn your chest open. And maybe pressing out through your top leg. You have the stability. Maybe you can reach your left arm up. Open your chest. Breathe. Balance. Beautiful. And then both hands come to the mat. Hop your right foot back just a little bit. Do a little bit of balancing here. So you're welcome to bring your hands right down to the mat. You can press into your finger pads and press down so much that your right heel starts to lift. And from here you can start to swing your left leg up and down. And if you have a wall like I do, you can move to a wall. If you haven't already, start to swing your left leg up and down. Keep your finger pads strong. Core on, and maybe get some leg hops off of that right foot. And with a strong core, you get more ability to float it out. And you can hold, hollow out the front body, look forward. Great strength. And then come right back down. Turn to the front of your mat, or back to the front of your mat if you're not there. Beautiful. And then bring your left foot to meet your right. Come down into a little squat. So not normally how I sequence this class, but it's a good way to start to get into these other poses. So from here, we will try a variation of one-legged crow pose. So bring your palms flat, spread your fingertips wide, lift your hips up, and start to slide just your right knee to the right upper arm, and feel what it feels like to lean all the weight into your finger pads, both hands. Imagine your left knee on your left upper arm, but it's not there, and see if you can just squeeze your knee in toward your chest and float your left toes, just to give it a little try. Squeeze in nice and tight, float those left toes, and then land them back onto the mat. It can be a little bit scary. You're welcome to even put especially your left toes up on a block. It might help give you a little bit more height. Let's try it again. Right knee to right upper arm. Imagine crow pose with both knees on, but they're not. Bring even weight into your strong finger pads. Elbows are pointing back. Hug your left knee in toward your chest. Float your toes and come back down. We'll do it one more time. This time, as you're bringing the knee into the chest, create a ton of core strength and see if you can get that leg back behind you, just for a breath even. And then we'll hop it out into chaturanga or step it out. One more time. You're gonna have some good bruises in your upper arm like I do. Hug the mat with your finger pads. Maybe send your left leg. Hold for 3, 2, 1. And then take it back. You might do a little belly flop. And make your way back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward dog. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And let's just take a moment here. Sit down onto your shin bones. Take the tops of your hands and put them down onto the mat. Tops of your wrists facing forward, and lean back into your hands a little bit. Try to straighten your arms. Shake out your wrists. Maybe make some figure eights. Something I like to do is just to grip my wrist and make a fist and do some small circles. And you can feel a little bit of crunchiness in the wrist bones. It helps to release a lot of tension. All right, so we have a whole other side to do there. Let's give it a try. Downward facing dog. Remember, we're going to use the knee going up and down the arm. This time, big breath in, lift your leg up. As you exhale, left knee to left upper arm, up and down. For 5, 4, keep the belly strong. 3, you can see now why we're doing this particular core work. 5, lift it all the way up. Bring your knee in toward your chest, up through in the center. Back heel spins down, warrior 2. Big breath in, and a big breath out. Viparita Virabhadrasana, just to give yourself a little release here. Big stretch. As you exhale, come forward, warrior 2. Right hand to right hip. We're going to step off of our right foot onto our left foot. I got it right that time. Finding Ardha Chandrasana. Now you need to use a lot of core strength to keep stability in the upper body, at the same time rooting down through your left foot. As you float your right leg up, keep it active. Maybe use a block under your left shoulder. Underneath your fingertips, reach your right arm up to the sky. Keep pressing out through your right heel. Maybe you can look up. Hold it here, Ardha Chandrasana. Beautiful, look down. Standing L shape, bend your left knee. And again, you can come to the wall if you have one, or stay on your mat. I encourage people to be a little bit further away from the wall so you have a chance to catch your balance. That's the secret in yoga, is we don't always engage the core when we know the wall is right there, but when it's a little further away, we have a chance to catch ourselves using the stability of our hands and our strong Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. So swing that right leg up and down, hollow out the front body, so draw the belly in. A couple of light hops. You can see I can just catch myself there. And even if I don't catch myself, I have some space to move away from the wall, hollowing out the front body, and then trying to hold it, finger pads pressing down. Try to hold 3, 2, 1. Whew. Come back to your mat. Standing L-shaped pose. And then we'll come right back, toes together, coming down into a little squat. And we'll work on the other side of that one-legged crow. So we'll give it 3 tries. If you already have it, didn't say this on the other side, and you can just hold it the whole time, you go for it as well. But it's kind of good to come in and out and to see where you need to add in those little facets of core strength. Spread your fingertips wide, grip the mat. I grip so much with my finger pads that my knuckles pop up. I know it's hard to see, but kind of looks like a claw. Lift your knees up, and you don't want to be too close to your hands, so create a little bit more space. You don't want to have your feet right behind your wrist. Step back so you have a couple of foot lengths between your hands and your feet. You're going to bring just your left elbow to your left upper arm, not on the outside, but right on the top of the tricep. And lean forward a lot and catch yourself with your finger pads and Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha turned on. And then maybe start to hug your right knee in toward your chest and float your toes. Try to hold it. And then come back out. Give yourself a little break, and if you need to, you can always do that wrist stretch. We're going to do a wrist release after this. Give yourself a little shake. All right, let's do it again. Flatten the palms. Behind the toes. Left knee behind the left upper arm, not on the outside, so you shouldn't see it from the side. Keep your face in the center, so try not to lean to one side. Hover your right toes. Try to keep your bum with your heel. Come back down. Okay, so one more time. Shake out your wrists if you like. Give them a little squeeze. If you're not used to hand balancing in yoga, the wrist can get really sore, and it's quite a deterrent for people. But trust me when I say it takes time to build it up, so you have to have that strength of patience to not rush it and then get injured and being unable to do this kind of work. And you might be in the beginning variation too, so you don't have to go so far. All right, so this time we're going to hug the knee in and then get all the strength turned on at once and push the leg back, and have the strength to be okay with this not always succeeding. That's one of the downfalls of yoga, is sometimes we look at people around us, they make it look so easy. Why can't we do that? Don't worry about that. It's probably maybe better that many of us are practicing at home on our own. We don't have that way to compare. So press into your finger pads. Study yourself, svadhyaya, not other people. Lean forward. Weight into the finger pads. Try to kick your left heel toward your left bum and then extend the right leg away. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Oh, I didn't shoot back. Shoot or step back. Chaturanga. Take your vinyasa. Make your way back. Downward facing dog. And from here, walk your hands. The back of your mat. We'll do a couple. One classic wrist release, Padahastasana. Lift up the soles of your feet and put them on top of your hands. Palms facing up, and try to wiggle your toes to your wrist creases. If this is not accessible for you, you can bring blocks beside your feet and put the hands same way onto the blocks. And take an inhale to lengthen. Straighten your arms, then exhale, bend the elbows out to the sides, forehead between the shins. Inhale to lengthen, release your hands, and take your feet out a little wider. Cross your forearms if you're making an X, and place the back of your wrists behind your knees, and then sit your hips down. And bounce a little bit to get a little bit of release there. And then just find some stillness as you're squeezing the knees, squeezing the wrists between the shin and the thigh, to be more exact. Feels like you're squeezing with your knees, but not really. Between the, let's say that again, between the calf and the thigh. So give it a nice squeeze side to side, make a little bit more pressure, and sway a little bit. Okay, and then release. Come to a halfway lift, feet parallel. Exhale, fold. And start to walk your hands back again. Find downward dog. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. And then a classic core move. Try to lower both forearms at the same time and walk your toes back, finding forearm plank pose. Draw the belly in so you'll feel Uddiyana Bandha, and I want you to curl your tailbone toward your heels. That's Mula Bandha, the root lock. Keep both of those strong and energetically pull your elbows toward your toes. You'll feel that lock almost like you've turned a key in a deadbolt, and now it's on. And I want you to hold here. Look forward between your thumbs for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower to the belly. Take a little Sphinx pose. Lift the chest, shoulders back, big breath in, and a big breath out. I hope you're feeling fantastic. We're going to add in one more variation of crow pose, using one forearm down and one planted fingertips or flat palm. Probably end up being a flat palm for most people. So we're here in Sphinx pose. Let's tuck the toes. Bring your chin in toward your chest and slowly start to make your way back to forearm plank. And walk yourself into that dolphin down dog position. And then bring your right palm about in the same line as your left elbow. And walk the feet in even a little closer. And you might, then you'll lower your left shin bone to the mat. And I want you to bring your right knee to your right upper arm and hold here. And this might be the location for some people to stay. For those of you that can, lift your left shin bone up and walk your toes in a little closer and grip the mat with your finger pads of both hands. Lean forward a lot. Look forward and see if you can lift your left leg up for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. That's so good. Even I can only hold it for a couple seconds there. It's okay. Child pose, forehead down. Let your shoulders relax beside your thighs. Take a big inhale through your nose, and this time flutter the lips or let something go out your mouth. Exhale. Like that's a whole different way of accessing a very similar pose. Same muscles, same body structure, but just slightly different placement of the knees, and wow, it just opens up a whole new way to engage core strength. All right, other side, downward facing dog. Take a vinyasa here if you like. Couple of breaths, we'll meet back in downward dog. Again, look forward, see if you can lower both forearms at the same time. Walk your feet in a little closer. And then bring your left palm about the same distance as your right elbow, and then lower your right shin bone to the mat. And bring your left knee to your left upper arm and see how this feels. Hug it in nice and tight. And you have to grip the mat with your hands. So it's almost like you're crawling up your yoga mat with your palms. And then lift your right leg up if you like. Start to lean forward. Lean forward a lot and maybe hop your right foot in, but keep gripping the mat, so don't move your hands. Hug it nice and tight. Lean forward, look forward, and maybe you can float your right leg. Try to hold it for 3, 2, and 1. Good work. I haven't done that pose in a long time, so I'm with you. Shoulders down, forehead down. Let the shoulders curl forward over the thighs. Take a big breath in through your nose. One more time. Flutter the lips if you like. Let it go. Amazing work, everybody. Last time. Push back, downward dog. Take a vinyasa if you like. And then we'll meet through on our seat. So we've done a lot of core strengthening. We can hop through to our seat, maybe with straight legs. Keep the core strong, and this will give you the chance to float your sitting bones before you land. Let's give it a try. Wasn't exactly a float, but it was a nice soft landing. Letting the legs come all the way to straight. Let's release the belly, move the flexor on your seat from side to side. Take an inhale breath, reach your arms up to the sky, and as you exhale, release. Take an inhale to lengthen, nice flat back, lift your heart. Exhale, release and fold. If you'd like to add in a nice little twist here, take your right hand on the outside of your left leg and pull your left arm open, and this gives a nice rotation through the belly. Give yourself a nice stretch. If you want to add in a little core strength, roll back onto your tailbone. Point your right toes to hover your leg. Reach back with your left arm. Hold for 3, 2, 1, and then lower down without collapsing. Everyone halfway lift, lengthen. You can try the other side. Left hand to the outside of your right leg. Reach your right arm back. Give yourself a twist. And then maybe you float it out. A variation of boat pose. Holding here. 3, 2, 1. Lower down without collapsing. One more breath in. And a breath out. Slowly start to roll yourself up. Bring your feet toward the top edge of your mat. Hips toward your heels. We will do 2 back bends. If you want to use a block, if you have one, or something that you can improvise with for supported back bend, you can. Otherwise, combination of any back bend, supported back bend, little bridge pose, or Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow. If you'd rather stand up on your shins to get camel pose, you can, or anything else that would feel good. Take an inhale breath, reach your arms forward, and use that same core strength that we've been building to slowly lower yourself down as you press down into your feet. Come all the way down. Walk your feet underneath your knees, arms beside your body, tickle your heels. On your inhale breath, slowly start to lift the hips up, squeeze your shoulder blades together, knuckles toward your heels. Keep lifting the chest. Hug your inner thighs toward each other. Chin in toward the chest. If you're in supported bridge, then the block is underneath your sacrum. See if you can lift up a little higher. Stretch the thighs, stretch the belly. Take a full breath in. Full breath out if you want. You can lift up your heels, come up a little higher for 3, 2, and 1. Release your hands. Take one more inhale, lower your heels, but lift your hips higher, inner knees going inward. Then exhale, slowly lower all the way down onto your back. Hugging your knees in toward your chest, rock out side to side. All right, second and last back bend. Welcome to stay in either of those two variations, supported or little bridge, or press your palms up to the ceiling as if you were just standing on your hands. Bend your elbows, bring your hands beside your ears, fingertips toward the shoulders, and hug your elbows so they point straight up. And as we go into this pose, try to avoid letting the knees fall out to the side, so really keep them directly in line. And think of straightening your limbs. Lifting your hips up for little bridge pose as well, and you can interlace your hands under the lower back and maybe take the opposite grip. For Urdhva Dhanurasana, press into your hands and pop up onto the crown of your head. And then from here, come all the way up, straightening your arms and legs, taking the gaze back in the direction of your heels, inner knees guiding toward one another. Keep lifting your chest up toward the sky. Keep lengthening the arms and legs. If you're in little bridge pose, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your thighs a little higher. And from Urdhva Dhanurasana, when you're ready to come down, slowly lower to the crown. Bring your arms beside you, chin in toward your chest. And then everybody slowly lower down. Take your feet together, knees wide. One hand on your belly, one hand on your heart. Take a full deep breath in. And a full deep breath out. You come back to your idea of strength in your yoga practice, reminding yourself that it's not about muscling through the poses or having enough strength to just stick something. It's about taking patience and time and determination and acceptance and putting it all together. That's the strength that's behind all of these poses. And closing your knees together to touch. Hug your knees in toward your chest for happy baby pose. Take your knees wide. Wrap your hands around the outer edges of your feet. And you can stay here. This might feel really good. If you want to give yourself a nice stretch, you can hug your left heel in toward your groin. Take your hand on the inside of your right heel and press it out and down toward the right. Do it on the other side, right heel in toward the groin. Press your left hand on the inside bottom of your left foot around the heel and press it out and down toward the left. You're welcome to stay in Happy Baby or Viparita Karani, rolling your wrists and ankles out. If you'd like to take a different inversion, such as plow pose, halasana, taking the feet up and over the head, or shoulder stand, putting the feet straight up in the air. It's really wonderful, but support your lower back with your palms. If you have sensitive neck, maybe place a blanket under your neck and head. You can also take Shirshasana, which I'll do with you if you're doing it. We'll take about 10 to 15 breaths in our inversion, and our last pose will be fish pose, Matsyasana. So let's do that all together. So finding your inversion for about 10 breaths, maybe 15. You feel the core engagement if you're in Shirshasana. If you're in Halasana, plow pose, let the belly relax, hips coming over the head. Feet behind you. If you're in shoulder stand, keep the core engaged to help keep the feet lifted up toward the sky. For shoulder stand, on your inhale, bring your hips toward your face. And on your exhale, press your toes away and you'll get that engagement of Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha. And here in headstand, press into the forearm to keep your head lightly touching. Keep the core strong, feet pointing up, try to lengthen the body. Last few breaths. When you're ready to come down, either from a plow pose or shoulder stand, use your hands to guide you down, either beside you or on your back. Try to come down slowly from headstand. From headstand, you can take either a child pose Or just sit up for a moment and let the blood flow return to normal, the blood pressure return to normal. For myself, I actually prefer to keep my head up than below my heart. And then we'll all meet lying down onto our backs for Matsyasana, which is a beautiful heart opener. It's also a nice stretch for the belly. If you want to do supported fish pose, which is wonderful, more of a yin posture, you can set up your blocks. This would be on a pretty high setting. And you'll sit back toward your blocks and allow one block to come between your shoulder blades and the other to be right behind your head. So this is a great place to be if you want to stretch out the belly and open the heart, and the legs can be in any variation that you like, straight, butterfly, or knees pointed up. If you would like to come into the full Matsyasana, it's also wonderful. You'll lie down onto your back, press down into your feet and lift your hips enough to slide your flat palms onto the mat with your thumbs touching, and then squeeze your shoulder blades together, and right away you already get a heart opener. And then lengthen the legs, and this might be enough for you, especially if you have any issues with your neck. Try to lift the chest a little higher, squeezing the inner shoulder blades, or start pressing into your finger pads. So activate your finger pads. Press down into the mat and leverage your chest up enough that the head lifts. Tilt your chin up toward the ceiling and then slowly lower down onto the crown of your head. Keep everything open, heart open, belly open, throat open. Maybe you can hover your legs. Some people can even release their hands, pointing your palms, your fingers in the direction of your toes with your palms touching. When you're ready to come down, you release your legs. Take time though, if you like, bring your chin in toward your chest, rock your hands out from underneath you. Cover yourself with your hands, one hand on your abdomen, one hand on your heart, acknowledging the strength that you bring into this practice. Any last posture that you might like to do is available to you now, maybe hugging your knees into your chest. I'll offer one last posture, which will be a twist, and this is a nice way to wring out the belly. Cactus your arms, press your feet down and jog your hips a little bit to the left side. Extend your right leg straight and start to draw your left knee across the body toward the right side of the mat. Try to keep your arm in a cactus shape. This will create more opening across the chest. You're welcome to stay here if you want to extend your top leg and reach for the outer edge of your foot. Maybe even bend your bottom knee and reach for the inside. A little cattail here. Roll your left shoulder down and look over your left shoulder. And keep pushing your outer left hip down toward the bottom of your mat. And bringing your gaze back through center, slowly release your feet, maybe to step. Bring your palms down to the mat to lift your knees back up through center. Just take a moment to stabilize here. And then cactus your arms again. Jog your hips a little bit to the right side. Extend your left leg straight. Bring your right knee across. You can catch your outer right thigh with your hand. Keep your arm cactus to get that opening in the chest, and maybe turn your gaze toward the right. Feel free to stay. I might kick a puppy here. Oops, sorry. If you have a cute puppy in your way, you can just push them a little bit. Extend your top leg straight. Maybe wrap your hand on the outer foot. Maybe bend your bottom knee as well and catch the inner edge of your foot with your opposite hand, and then turn and twist. Over your right shoulder, big stretch and twist. Keep pushing your outer right hip down toward the bottom of your mat. When you're ready, you'll slowly unwind. Use your hands to support you as you bring your hips back up through center. Last squeeze of the knees into the chest. If there's anything else again you'd like to do that would feel good, go ahead. And then lay yourself down for your final rest here, Shavasana. And take a moment for a few deep breaths. Strength is not force or rigidity. It is the combination of the power of self-control, the willingness for transformation, and the wisdom of perspective. And here, as I dedicate my practice to send out strength into the world in a place where we are standing up against oppression, against racism, against hatred, against injustice and inequality. And use the power of this practice, the strength of this practice, to find transformation in myself and transformation in the world around me. And I hope that the transformation is heading in the direction of peace. And with that, I'll close this practice with a chant of Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, a chant for peace. And dedicate this out, if you like, peace for yourself, peace for each other, this collective yoga community, this kula, peace for the whole world. Deep clearing breath in to begin. Full breath out. Inhale. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice. May you have the strength to stand up for what you believe in, fight for what is right, and may we all know peace. Namaste.